My husband is just a jerk. What to do to help my marriage? Stay tuned.
What's going on? Your husband is a jerk. I'm not a jerk.
Husband is a jerk.
I'm not a jerk. What do you mean? Wait, what? I'm a jerk? No, I'm not a jerk.
Let's find out.
What's to do to help my marriage?
Yeah.
Here's what to do to help your marriage. First of all, go get this book. It's absolutely free right now. That's the first step. GetMyMarriageBack.com. That's where you want to go get it for free. But let's talk about this email.
Yes.
There's this email here. Somebody calling her husband a jerk. Well, I think most people's husbands are probably a jerk from all the stories we're getting everywhere.
Men need to loosen up.
At Lola Ola on Instagram. But most husbands are jerks. The reason why I said Instagram is because of the lady that called in. I said a lot of our friends will come to her and say, "I'm not happy." That is a very, very common thing.
It's common. Yeah, it's common. Because, these days when people get married,
they don't know what they're doing.
Of course, with that in mind, they don't know what they're doing. Right. Even though they think they're doing, they know what they're doing. Sorry. Women, you expect certain things from your husband. Man, just come into the mode. I'm providing.
Provide
you got everything
and
you
protect.
want. You're happy. I gave you this. I bought you that. Blah blah blah. What more do you want?
Right.
And the lady's like, "Oh, hello. Money don't make me happy. Can you just listen to me?" Like, are you crazy? What do you mean money don't make you happy?
Yeah.
There's some people out there that ain't got shit.
A big mansion.
You better be
big
grateful.
lakefront mansion.
You better be grateful.
Yeah.
I work so hard to keep this house. I pay the bills.
The thing is that it's not just the mansions that people say that to. When they pay the bills, they say that
I pay the bills.
At least I did this. At least I did.
Give me some accolades. I deserve some accolades. Those kind of issues.
No. Anyway,
that's what makes your husband a jerk. Most husbands a jerk, I think, in my opinion.
Well, it's looking like that right now. I don't know the statistics, but we already know that 51% of divorce, more than 50% of divorce. We already know that. So, and a lot of them are filed by women who think their husbands are jerks. So, not only that, they confirm that when they start fighting back and forth about the divorce proceedings, what should we share, who's getting custody, who's getting visitation rights, people become jerks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, I guess if most husbands are jerks, most wives are probably what?
I don't know. You tell me, bitches.
I'm not gonna say that.
Hey, when you see, like me, for example, sometimes, at work you just see some women are extraordinarily cranky. You're like, oh Lord, when was the last time this lady got some? That's what creeps into my mind. Like, you need a big fat one, cause
fat one.
Yeah, but you're coming at me like, no, this is not my problem. You know that they're dealing with some issues, and it's usually from their marriages or relationships, because they're extra tense and bitchy, and
is that always true?
When you really get to talk to people like this, it always kind of go back to the men in their lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is that we don't know if it's always true, but it's been confirmed over and over, and it's almost becoming, just like we said, like a lot of husbands are jerks, Yeah. So here goes the email. I told my hubby to start working on himself and to start moving in a positive direction. Next day he moved out.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but next day he moved out.
That means he cannot. Maybe
she was preaching to him.
Oh yeah, I was gonna.
Preaching never works. Preaching to your spouse never really works.
Start working on himself.
Not especially if they already shut down. It's preaching to your spouse. If you're the one telling your spouse, I know this is where some people feel confused. If you're the one telling your spouse, you need to get his game together. He needs to step up his finance game. He needs to step up his money income game. If he needs to work out, he's too fat. If you're the one doing that, He need to work on himself. What are you, like some kind of Mother Teresa?
But sometimes people say, but if I can't tell him, who's gonna tell him those things?
That's why I said this is the point where a lot of people get confused.
Yeah, but I really think you can tell him those things, but it's the way you tell him.
It's not what you say, bruh.
It's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
Yes.
It's not what you say. It's not the content. It's not the objective. I mean, who doesn't want to lose weight? Who doesn't want more money? Mm-hmm. It's not the objective that's the problem. It's how you say it. And then a lot of people don't feel safe when you're saying it to them.
No, of course. My first reaction would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Mm-hmm. I'm going to come, because that comes at you as an attack. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you want to do is defend yourself. It's only natural.
Yeah, I mean, like, for example, I disclose some things with my wife from a financial standpoint that I wouldn't do before. And that's because I feel safe to a certain moment, where I felt safe. I felt like she was covering me, and I could say that to her and feel comfortable. I didn't feel safe like that to tell her. Not after what we went through. After I've shared my some of the things that I consider deepest, but it was used to abuse me verbally when we were going through it. The more you do that, the more unsafe I feel. Not safe physically. She's not going to do anything to me, but in terms of my ego.
Right. You feel bruised.
Yeah. Like, I don't want her to,
use that against.
I had a BMW. I wasn't supposed to buy the BMW. All of that is making me feel like I can't share, because a man will make mistakes.
Right.
Even if what you're saying is really mistakes, the fact that you will use it to sting me in my deepest...
It's one of those things that, you know that, okay, this person's about to make a mistake. And you actually tell them, don't do this, or... Yeah, they do. Anyway.
They did it, yeah.
So, you don't want to come back and say, I told you so.
Yeah, I told you so will make him feel unsafe.
Like, oh Lord, my God. I feel bad enough. I don't want to hear that from you right now.
You don't want to hear it.
As my spouse.
You don't want to hear it. It's like children too, because we have a whole video on parenting.
Right.
It's like when you're parenting too. When you want to make your kids, when you're scolding them, or you're not scolding, when you're correcting them, you want them to feel comfortable to share with you. Anything. After the correction.
Right.
There are certain types of correction that won't make them feel safe.
Right.
To come to you and say, what do you think about this? Say again, it's correction. You can correct a person and they will feel safe enough to come to you and say, so what do you think about it? And you can correct them another way where they're gonna basically hide their next mistakes from you ahead of time. Right? You're just making them tougher in the wrong direction.
Yes.
Right? It's the same thing. So if you go to your hubby and say, start working on yourself, which is exact words, right? If you do that and he moves out next day, is it making sense? He doesn't feel safe. Obviously, there's a backstory. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, but that was his last straw.
You never know what's going to the next day.
You never know what the trigger is going to be, that he's just going to say it's a wrap, Next day he moved out. My husband is just a jerk. Another obvious reason why he moved out. I don't care if your marriage didn't work out.
Over and over.
Especially if you have kids with a person. I don't care if it didn't work out. You have no right. Maybe you have rights. But it doesn't benefit you calling that person names and becoming negative and nasty with that person.
It's not going to fix anything.
Yeah. Your worst case scenario should be, we didn't work out. Let's divorce. But we're still best friends. Making any future person that gets together with them jealous as hell. Because you're still close like that. That's the best case scenario. And obviously the best chance that you'll get back together with the person you love. Why do you want to get nasty? It doesn't benefit you. I tell people, when you're hungry, you can feel the tension in your face.
Yes, the muscles. It takes about 14 muscles.
I didn't know
that you're straining when you're angry.
I didn't know until
for
a long time that one day I just paid. I'm like, wait, I am hungry, and I could feel the pain. Around this area, like it doesn't benefit you. It just stresses out your life having that much hunger against another person. I don't care if the marriage didn't work out. By the way, we'll teach you how to get the marriage back. Okay? But, let's say for some reason beyond human understanding, it didn't work out, right? You need to understand that God has your back.
Right.
You need to understand that it just wasn't meant to be. There's something better on the other side. Either way, with or without marriage, because we teach you not to be attached to the word marriage, just like you shouldn't be attached to the word divorce.
Right.
Right? The idea is beyond the word itself. In fact, the word can change meaning 10 years from now. And kids will start calling marriage something else. They call it open something. Right? For all you know, right?
Yeah.
That changes, but the core of what you want is a companionship with a person that really understands you for a lifetime. That's really what we want, right? All right. So, calling him a jerk, and he's already gone, chances are you called him worse when he was around, And yeah, he must have been a bad husband that made you feel that way. But the best thing you could have done for yourself to build yourself to a point where whatever he did doesn't affect you, where you will call him names like that, where you're self-sustainable enough to say, he didn't show up, he couldn't love me,
Right.
Will Smith's ex-wife, that's his heart right now in the marriage thing, but Sherry, right, the language she used, that he didn't have the ability to love me. He didn't know how to. If someone doesn't know how to love you, it's different from he just doesn't want to love you.
He's just a bad person.
And when you say he's a jerk, you lock your brain up to fix the problem, right?
It's true.
True. You lock the brain up. It's like you say, one of the first books I read ever is Rich Dad Poor Dad. You ask, how can I, as opposed to I can't. We don't use the language I can't. When you say my husband's a jerk, it's I can't. You say, how can I? It's like, I don't understand what's going on with him. I would like to learn if there's a way we can make things better.
I can make things better. Yes.
Or it didn't work out. I would like to learn what went wrong so that we can have a better future. A different type of conversation. Yes, it's kumbaya, but
that person who you actually catch that person's attention.
Yeah.
For the first time they're hearing something they probably never heard from you before. Like, wait, what? Did you just say that? Okay.
Like what kind of Holy Spirit jumped to you?
Now you have a platform to actually hear them. But name calling is not going to do it.
No, never. And yes, we name called each other in the past.
Yep. And it didn't work.
So, it worked well. It worked on destroying the marriage.
Yeah. Sure did.
Yeah. So, it's usually just towards me. That's an exaggeration. He's a jerk and just always towards you. Alright? I hear you. I hear your feelings. He's a great hard working man. We farm beef cattle, and both work jobs in town. We've been married almost 12 years. That's 12 years. Since I was 20 and he 24. So now they're 32 and 36?
Yes.
Yeah. We have a nice grounded life. We go to sports events and church and are normal people. We just don't generally get along. Yeah. I have almost accepted this as just how it's going to be. Almost. Now, he moved out. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't always have to be that way. It's just like when my wife and I were going through it, at some point I said, this is just marriage, I guess. Everybody sees it. We're not as intimate as we were on day one. We basically just roommates and friends. That we were lucky to be friends. And no, it's not gonna be rosy or nice. That's what we thought. But once we went through what we went through, and that led to complete destruction of the marriage, we realized that no, it doesn't have to be horrible like that.
No.
It doesn't have to be a misery like that. But more importantly, we were prepared because of, I guess, what we went through. We were prepared to receive a brand new reality that no, this can actually be honeymoon every day.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't believe that's possible.
Because they don't want to do the work. You gotta, how you show up at your job, okay, and putting your best for your job is the way you have to show up for your marriage.
Yes.
Your marriage is number one ministry you gotta take care of. If you leave that lacking and you go to your job and put your all in it, you still come back and meet your failed marriage there.
Yes.
So it takes work, dedication, and effort.
Yes. Anything that's worthwhile in life will take those 3 things. What is it? Work, dedication, and effort. Yes. Those things come with there are 2 things that basically align with what she said that I normally say: consistency and patience. You know, anything that you've never had to invest some kind of consistency and patience, the result of it is not going to be good.
Yep.
Okay, that means some days you don't feel like doing it. Commitment. You commit to it, and then you become consistent, and then then obviously that takes patience, right? If it's a one size fits all, one day cookie cutter microwave type of situation, the end of it is just not going to be good. It's just going to crash and burn. It's like a plane taking off and just go sky into the high from one shot, and it doesn't really run the wrong way. You know, it's going to crash and burn. Yep. Because it's not a rocket. Because even a rocket, there's a certain level of fire that goes under it before it takes off like that. You know, so patience, work, dedication, commitment, those things are not easy.
No, they're not.
You know,
it's a lot of work.
But when you get on the other side of that, but those are the things that create momentum that will push you through whatever pain that you're going through right now to the other side. On the other side is bliss, because it becomes a second nature to build each other in a marriage. You know, that's what you need to focus on right here. So accepting that this is how it's going to be, you don't have to accept that, because you're not going to accept that of yourself. You're going to work on yourself. You can be better. Right. Because 50% of what just happened in this marriage, you're responsible for it. Okay? He's responsible for the other 50%. So you shouldn't allow guilt. It's not your fault. Okay? Both of you were responsible for it. And basically, you did what you know how to do. Okay? And calling names is not necessary. It's just not productive. Okay? No. Is he a jerk? I don't know. I don't know if it could be, you know.
But pointing it out
but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to what's going on, you know. And what you need to focus on is working on yourself. He's moved out. Good for him, you know. Good for you, because you're going to take this opportunity to work on yourself. He's going to reach out. Especially if you have kids, he's going to reach out, and you're going to have opportunity to showcase your new self. All right? And if you said 12 years, it's not going to be easy to just move on like that. No. Okay? It's going to... Because again, everything you said, being a jerk, all that stuff is exaggeration. We know that for a fact, because we've seen so many of these stories. So if you stay out of his face, which thank God he moved out, he's going to reflect back and see that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But if he says that and he shows up, and then you prove to him that no, it was just as bad, because you basically show the same behavior, it's going to be disappointing. But if he says at the back of his mind once he moved that it's not as bad as I thought, and he comes back and he's like, wait, she changed or something, and you confuse the hell out of him, attraction will grow.
It can't be predictable.
He will want to smash. And then that's when you say, we got a book to read together. GetMyMarriageBack.com.
That's right.
Okay. And then you work together towards a brand new marriage, the one that you deserve, right? So GetMyMarriageBack.com is where you get it. It's absolutely for free. It's a book that we told our story, exactly how our marriage fell apart, and now God has helped us to put it together, exactly the strategical things that we did to bring it back together, and how we're moving forward, and all that story, and exactly how we did it is in here. GetMyMarriageBack.com. And subscribe to this channel, and make sure you watch every video we release. How are you gonna do that? You click the bell right next to the subscribe button to join the notification squad, And if we said anything that made sense to you in this video, please click the like button at least once. It will look blue when you click it, right? And share this video with people you know will like it. Everybody will like it. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with you. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one, and